Hello, welcome back. This is Umayo Hadid coming to you from my closet, Victoria's closet. Anyways, I have a story to tell today. Another Shahrazad story, right? 101,001 stories. Arabian Night. Today is actually Eid, right? So Eid Mubarak, Eid Wanaxen, Happy Earth Day, Happy Solar Return, whatever you want to call it. Um, this story is going to continue on with the same story concerning warrior women. Yeah, so we've done the Judith Helen story. So if we continue on with that topic, I'm going to tell you about a different group of women, right? The other day we picked up individual women, but then what is that whole group of women that were leading called in the stories I know? So I'll be explaining that in a little bit. And you know what? These days, right? Candace Owen is in the limelight, right? She cracks me up. I get where she's going with the story. No hate. I'm watching it. I'm like, cool, cool. Get your thing, girl. But I know different stories, and I know where you're trying to go, and I know these women in my own culture. So I'll go and explain that in a little bit. But I've been enjoying this lipstick a lot lately, right? I got this last year, right? Remember when MAC was all the hype and everyone was like, "Woo, MAC cosmetics, MAC lipsticks." I used to have all of their lipsticks, right? All the colors. But anyways, this is the powdered Kiss liquid lip liner, and I really love this color now. When I bought it, I thought it was too orange. But these days, I'm like, oh, it's the best color ever. Anyways, enjoy the story. Salute.
Well, hello. So now that we got that little bit out of the way, let's get into the story. So here we have the name Candace. I'll get into the etymology, the meaning, the explaining, and where this name comes from. But I want you guys to be aware, like whether your parents were consciously aware when they named you the name that they gave you, whether they knew it or didn't know it. Yeah, doesn't matter, but you still carry that vibration, that name, that sound. Yeah. So in my culture, when a child has passed, when a newborn has passed the 40-day period, then a naming ceremony takes place. Yeah, about his personality and all of these things. And then later on, however the family sees it, then they would get initiated into whatever mysteries the family is part of, right? Just so you all know, I got mine when I was 6, by my great auntie. So, Candace, the name Candace is of Latin origin that means brilliant, white, and it was an ancient hereditary title used by the Ethiopian queens before the 4th century. Yeah, so you all see the story Candace is trying to tell us, right? Like I said, no hate.
Hello. So let's continue with the story, right? So, what you see right now is a carving or painting of one of the Kandaki queens of Kush, right? It's a woman with one of her breasts exposed, right? And this takes me back to what several learned men in our culture, I've heard them say. They were like, "Oh, you guys want to go back to the time where you expose your breast?" Which cracks me up. It's hilarious. Anyways, so this is a carving or painting of one of the Kandaki queens, right? And this kind of relates to as the story of are women and men equal, right? In terms of the law, right? Well, if a man can testify, meaning he puts his testicles on the line, then a woman can breastify, right? Because in the Somali context, if you're going to weigh your testicles, then we're going to put our breast on the scale. Yeah. So, yeah, let's get into the history or the etymology and the meaning where the name Candace comes from. And hopefully you can put the stories together for yourself, right? And at least have some sort of understanding what's going on. All the world is a stage. The name Candace has origins in ancient history, particularly in the kingdom of Kush, an ancient civilization located in modern day Sudan. In this context, Candace was a royal title used by female rulers, often referred to as queens or queens' mothers. The title Candace is believed to have been derived from the Meroitic language spoken in ancient Kush, where it signified a position of power and authority for women in leadership roles. Etymologically, the exact origins and meaning of the name Candace are a topic of scholarly debate. Some sources suggest that it may have connections to the Nubian language or ancient Greek, with possible interpretations including Queen Mother, Great Queen, or pure and glowing. The name has also been associated with terms signifying royalty, such as queen or royal woman. In modern times, the name Candace continues to be used as a given name for girls, carrying connotations of strength, leadership, and regal grace. Its historical significance as a title for powerful female rulers in ancient Kush adds a layer of prestige and empowerment to the name. So now that we have the basics out of the way, let's continue the story with the woman that inspired it all, right? What do they say? All roads lead to Rome, right? But then, before Rome, where did all roads lead to? Egypt, right? Masr, the head of the snake, right? Next is the story of Hatshepsut, the original gangster of women leadership, right? In the ancient world of Egypt, one woman stood out as a powerful, trailblazing leader. Hatshepsut, Sut, Suti, Sudan, soil, fertile crescent. As one of the few female pharaohs of ancient Egypt, she defied traditional gender norms and proved her strength and her ability to rule with grace and authority. Hatshepsut's legacy of strong leadership and remarkable accomplishments reverberated beyond Egypt's borders, influencing the Kandaki queens of Sudan, who also held positions of power and influence in their kingdom. The Kandaki queens of Sudan, known for their strategic prowess and diplomatic skills, carried on the tradition of female rulership established by Hatshepsut. This legacy of powerful queens continued to expand and evolve, eventually reaching the land of Somalia and the Kushite ruling queens, known collectively as Caraweeloyin, guardians of the wells. These queens, like their predecessors, led their people with wisdom and strength, leaving a lasting impact on the history and culture of their respective regions. Well, anyways, in summary, I hope you have enjoyed this thought provoking narrative about the female rulers and the shifting perception surrounding their legacies in the contemporary Somali narrative. It underscores the complexities and nuances of historical storytelling and the ways in which interpretations and biases can shape collective memory over time. The parallel drawn between the treatment of these powerful female rulers in Somali society and the biblical Jewish tale of women being stoned for asserting their voices or perceived transgressions is a powerful insight into the recurring themes of gender dynamics and power struggles throughout history. It sheds light on the ways in which narratives surrounding women in positions of authority can be distorted, misrepresented, or vilified to serve certain agendas or uphold patriarchal structure. By highlighting the contrasting treatment of these female rulers in death, men throwing rocks at their graves, symbolizing disdain or rejection, and women laying roses, symbolizing respect and remembrance, the narrative draws attention to the gendered lens through which history is often viewed and retold. It prompts reflection on the complexities of gender roles, power dynamics, and societal expectations that influence how women leaders are remembered and honored in different cultural contexts. Overall, this narrative serves as a touching reminder of the importance of critically examining historical accounts, challenging prevailing narratives, and recognizing the impact of gender biases on how stories are shaped, preserved, and transmitted through generations. Overall, this narrative serves as a touching reminder of the importance of critically examining historical accounts, challenging prevailing narratives, and recognizing the impact of gender biases on how stories are shaped, preserved, and transmitted through generations. It calls for a deeper understanding and appreciation of the multifaceted roles and contributions of women in leadership and the complexities of their legacies in shaping historical and societal narrative. Anyways, it's me again, Omar Hildit. I hope you enjoyed that little story. This picture is basically showing you one of the Caraweelo's site, her grave. As you can see, the men have thrown these rocks at her grave. Yeah, yeah. And the women, obviously, the flowers, dry out, right? But the women's lay flowers or roses. Anyways, bye.